All right, boys, brand new NFL draft promo. Some really exciting cards here. 99 overall, Quinyon Mitchell, Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison Jr., Bucky Irving, and Caleb Williams. I figured, though, instead of just buying one or two of these cards and testing them out, we would play the new mode that just dropped alongside this promo. It is a MUT Draft game mode. So one of my personal favorite modes of all time. However, I think EA realized somewhere along the way they can't really make money off of it, so they kind of stopped caring about it. They neglected it. It does come back again with this promo. You got 16 days to play it. It's free to enter, so you don't have to spend coins or points. You don't have to have a team, obviously, because you draft one. Look at the rewards. They are really freaking good. The 5th time you complete this or win this draft mode, you get a guaranteed 99 overall draft night player. So Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, one of those guys. And I have a feeling that if you grind this, if you put in a couple hours each day after school, after work, you could really rack up a couple million coins, again, with no risk involved whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and run it here. Chiefs, we got to go Lions. Lions had the offense that I started the year running. That was not proper English. The trips Y off week. I forget the exact name of it. But that post play with the motion wheel from the inside receiver. Ooh, Jaden Daniels or Josh Allen. They both have pretty good releases. Bo Nix is actually really good too. This is a close round. No abilities, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess we'll test it out. I'm going to go Josh Allen here. We'll take the MVP winner, although the other two guys are pretty damn good as well. We get an OBJ here with 97 speed or a 95 speed Craft. And again, with the play that I'm going to be running, we got that short tight end post. I feel like having a really good tight end is going to be really important. Okay, well, apparently some of these cards do have abilities. I'm going to take Trey McBride, and we'll just play Craft a wide receiver. I already fucked up. So it looks like the Easter cards have abilities, and the others don't. So, like, I don't think grab and go is really that good of an ability. So we'll take Saquon Barkley here, get a really good running back, 99 speed. Get a couple defensive picks here. No abilities. Anzalone, so a 6'3", 95 speed user. I would take him over Roquan or Jared Verse on the defensive line. The base cards are like 89 overalls and 90s, so I'm not really too convinced those guys are going to be very good. I'll take Anzalone. We'll use him if we need to. Rashad Jones here, a little bit slow, so it's either Cam Taylor-Britt or Tyrann Mathieu, who's a little bit short. I don't know if I love this either. I guess we'll take the Honey Badger. He could play a little man and zone, so we would play him a corner if we really need to. We got Danielle Hunter with abilities there. Chris Jones at D-tackle. We'll take Danielle Hunter. I think this is the obvious pick here. A lot faster than the other guys. Pat Fryermuth with armbar. I think, yeah, armbar. Jalen Waddle, 97 speeder, Peyton Hill. So it's either Waddle or Fryermuth. Fryermuth is definitely not bad. He's 6'5" on top of it. It's only a 1 speed difference between him and Waddle. I'm tempted to take Fryermuth and play him at receiver too. That's what I'm going to do. We're just going to get big on offense here. 3 good tight ends. Greenlaw, Roquan Smith, and Verse. Last round here. It's either Greenlaw or Roquan. 1 inch here or 1 overall. Which one do you value more? I'm probably going to go... We'll go Greenlaw. So we'll get 2 good linebackers. Only 9 rounds, unfortunately. So 91 overall. We're going to have a lot of bums on the team. We'll see if these abilities on the players that did have abilities actually activate as well here. We're playing Justin's on the mic. Masonic Temple? What the fuck? The day after Easter? Okay, he's got Anthony Edwards. What the that doesn't seem fair. Because you could probably play that card on both sides of the football, too. I actually don't know if you can... Because there's a glitch in the game right now. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but like every position on offense or defense has a corresponding position or 2 positions maybe on the other side of the football where you can literally... Like, so you can, for example, put a quarterback at like D tackle 4. I don't know if that's the exact position that correlates with quarterback, but it's essentially like that. So if you're able to actually adjust your lineup, which I did not check, you could potentially, if you got Ant, you could play him on offense and defense because he does have stats for both. So that's just like a little thing there if you do get him in the draft, which is probably not that likely, but maybe it is. I don't know. Okay, so we have a really good playbook. It's only 2-minute quarters as well, so these games should go by really quickly. This guy's on Vince Wilfork on the first play. My left tackle just got mauled. The Gravedigger is just in my ass. Honestly, like if you really wanted to farm this too, you probably just turn on shoe clock. I'm getting shedded again here. Josh Allen on the run. Okay. We're not off to a great start here. I'm getting shedded every single play. It is weird playing a game with no abilities, not having Gunslinger on my quarterback. I'm not used to it. That windup is so crazy. That's one of the things, like, I hate the idea of Gunslinger. Like, I do hate it. Okay, so it looks like the abilities do actually activate. So McBride is insane. He has... Hold on. Let's hit this drag right here. Turn upfield. McBride, get there. Okay, that was fucking close. I honestly didn't think we got it. But he does have Route Technician and Max Security. So I could see man coverage being really good in this mode. You know, if you play somebody who doesn't have route running abilities on receivers, you know, baked in. I don't know how many. So I think the Combine cards we saw get abilities, and then the Easter ones. I'm also a little surprised I didn't get a guaranteed draft card as a part of the draft promo. Is that a is that a hot take? Like, is that not a thing? Does this guy have draft cards and I just don't? Whoop! McBride. Oh, come on. Oh, let's go. I thought I made that read way too late. I started to roll right. Pearsall gets in the end zone. I think it's Pearsall, not Pearsall. Which one did I say? I don't know. I'm still recovering from my 18.5-hour marathon stream yesterday with Throwing a Maze. I feel like I got hit by a Brinks truck right now. So forgive me if I say anything that doesn't make any sense or I mess up on all my words. Like, not that I normally don't do that anyway, but I'm completely delirious at the moment. No. That's really unfortunate. Shit. Yeah, I could see man press being pretty good, though. You know, kind of going back to what I was saying a couple minutes ago before I was rudely interrupted. But, you know, man coverage is good when there's no crazy fast receivers out there or, you know, receivers with abilities specifically. So if you see somebody that doesn't have abilities as a wide receiver or route running abilities as a receiver, I'd probably try out man because, again, like with these random playbooks, chances are you're probably not getting one of your favorite defenses, you know, where you can, you know, blitz out of necessarily, like, consistently blitz out of, obviously blitz out of every formation, but, like, for example, I like to run DB Fire at $1, so how often am I really going to get a playbook with DB Fire in it? Probably not too frequently, and yes, I am going to spam pretty much this exact play on every single down. I'll do slight variations of it. But, I mean, this is the best play in the game. It really has been all year. This offense, like, I'm not a very good offensive player. In terms of, you know, being a competitive player, I'm certainly not up there with the best pros. You know, oh, my God, a wide open touchdown at the middle. I'm too busy yapping. But I'm normally considered – it's weird. People's perceptions of me, it definitely intrigue me. Just because, like, a lot of people actually consider me an offensive player, which, again, I find super interesting because I'm just not. Like, I play pretty good offense. I feel like I'm very creative on offense. I set a lot of metas. I always play off meta in general. I'm always about finding my own scheme, trying out different playbooks. I know how to freestyle a lot. I can really operate out of any formation and any playbook if I'm really forced to. But the thing about it, like, kind of the drawback to all that is that, you know, sometimes I just move on from an offense. The first time I face adversity, I'm like, okay, well, I ran into a formation that this offense is not good against. Instead of just, you know, kind of figuring it out or grinding it out, especially if the solution isn't very simple and straightforward, I'll just move on to something else. So I never really get that comfortable in an offense. Two, I'm liable to throw some completely blind shit once or twice a game. You know what I mean? I'm not terribly consistent. Certainly not as consistent as I would like to be. A little possession catch there. Freiermuth doesn't get a very good animation, but that's totally fine here. We burn one of Justin's timeouts. We're going to look under center here. I probably have a stretch somewhere. Do we have a deuce close stretch? Ooh, we don't. Okay. Ooh, okay. I was looking for stretch. It took me a second to find one. We got one in the wing stack here. We have a 99 speed Saquon Barkley versus a bunch of 89 overall linebackers. And Ricky just misses his blocks, unfortunately. Looks like maybe man coverage. Maybe not. Okay, not man coverage, I don't think. Go high ball. I kind of got bagged right there. I kind of threw some bullshit. It wasn't a very great throw, but I don't think that was really open at all anyway, so I can't really complain too much about it. Let's go back to the trips. Let's go back to level sail here. That was pretty good coverage by him, to be honest, but I'm not really worried about throwing picks. I'm not really worried about throwing into coverage in general, just because there's no knockouts in this game. 3 defensive linemen right there, and his linebacker in the exact same spot. Terrible defense by Justin. Just 3 dudes just standing right there at the line of scrimmage. I would assume that he went to his coaching adjustments and set his hooks to 0, which is just stupid. Everybody does 5. 5 is a really good spot to have your hooks on, especially if you're playing somebody, one, who's checking down a lot, throwing a lot of drags, in routes. Return routes are super popular this year, incredibly good. So 5-yard hooks, people always ask me, 5-yard hooks are really the only zone drops that I set. I don't utilize them typically for other uses with my hooks. I don't set my zone drops with my clouds or my flats. I don't set them with my purple zones. I usually just let those zones kind of do their things. And the reason for that is I love my soft squats in DB Fire. I love the match principles. And if you set your zone drops, unfortunately, those won't apply anymore. Okay, let's try running man coverage. I'm just going to run mid blitz here. I'm not going to actually blitz. But we'll see what happens. If I get cooked early, somebody just blows right by me, we'll readjust. But I'm not too worried about it. Okay, well, maybe I should be more worried about it. I mean, that was the Honey Badger, too. That's not like one of the stock bums out there. That's 96 speed. He just got smoked by Zay Flowers. Fortunately for me, though, Justin has no timeout, so I think this is a great opportunity to blitz and just hope we get some type of pressure here with 10 seconds left. A sack would end the half. So I'm going to pass commit, send 5 here, mug the gap, and I'm a little worried about a corner route on the left. Okay, well, Justin is cooking me right now. I mean, that was the easiest drive of all time. Oh, my God. What am I doing, bro? Barkley, I need a miracle here, buddy, with 6 seconds left. I need a miracle. Get the edge here. There's no edge to be had. I'm going to run into my own end. Oh, hold on. Okay, well, that was the worst return. If I lose to Justin, I'm not going to lie. My pride is, it's done. It's done and dusted. I would just unsubscribe at that point. Oh, my God. Where is the fumble? Isaiah Simmons out here. Not bad for, like, one of the default players. One of the best athletes of all time, to be honest. I was so shocked that he turned out to be a bust, but I guess there's quite a few instances, especially of safeties who turn out to be busts in the NFL, that are just absolute aliens in terms of their athleticism. Obi Melifonwu, Isaiah Simmons. I don't know. Would you consider, is JOK good in real life? I honestly don't know. Browns fans, tell me. I don't know if he's just okay or if he's bad or if he's good. I'm trying to think of other guys that tested really well at the combine, specifically as, kind of maybe a hybrid linebacker safety type. But a lot of those guys don't really work out that well. I feel like safety is low-key a big instinctual position. Somebody like Kyle Hamilton, I remember, he was supposed to be a really high draft pick, and then he fell because of his 40 time, right? It was really slow. I want to say he ran a 4.7 or 4.8. I could be completely wrong, but I want to say, regardless of whether or not that's accurate, that was the reason why he slipped in the draft to the Ravens, kind of fell right in their lap, and, he's one of the best safeties in the league, just around the box, in the slot. And again, he's not incredibly fast. I feel like maybe he plays a little bit faster than he ran his 40, but he's just a smart player, a very instinctual, like I was kind of mentioning there. So I don't know. I feel like athleticism is low-key kind of overrated. You know what I mean? Especially, it's a good topic to touch on with this guy's kind of sweaty, flipping bunch and shit. It's kind of a good topic to touch on, though, with the NFL draft being Thursday. So 2 days away. Super excited for that. Nick Emanwori, don't know really how to pronounce his name exactly, out of South Carolina, kind of crosses my mind in that same breath. He's a guy who I want to say, I saw it on Twitter, but he tested, there's a Twitter profile that has their own algorithm for judging athletes. I didn't realize that was 4th down either. Big stop. but they have their own algorithm for like compiling combine measurements and then ranking them compared to other people in history. And he is, according to them, the most athletic safety in NFL history or NFL combine history, which is insane. Because again, there's been a lot of really athletic safeties in history. So his draft stock shot up after the combine, and then I feel like in the last couple weeks, it's kind of slowly dipped back down. He was like a guaranteed first-round guy, and now people are saying, oh, well, hold on a second. We've seen this before. So many safeties have tested really, really well and then turned out to be absolute ass in real life once they actually got to the league. So he's been slipping a little bit. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you guys have any thoughts? Are you tired of me yapping? I mean, does it really matter? We're in the end zone. We take the lead here. And if we get one more stop on Justin, we should win. That's the thing about this mode, too. I feel like if you turn the ball over one time, it's like the game is over. You might as well just back out. And I don't know if you get more than one loss. I don't know how many games I even have to win to complete a MUT draft. I probably should have looked. Somebody got mad at me the other day. They dropped not a draft mode similar to this, but a separate draft mode on college. And I didn't read the rules before I started. I was like, I'm just going to play. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to play it. We'll figure it out as we go. And the guy got mad at me. He's like, none of you YouTubers read the rules. It takes 2 seconds. Why don't you just read the rules? Like, sorry, buddy. Jesus. Dude got mad as shit at me. No, I'm trolling. No, I'm not. But it was funny. All right, we're going to run a little nickel 2-4 here, cover 3 cloud. But again, I think I asked this. I don't know if I asked this question on my, oh my God, that's the worst word ever. I got Gonzalez here, a corner as a stock player. Okay, it's probably one of the lower versions, obviously, but he's making some moves, and he might get there. He does. Gonzalez, slowest ass spin move I've ever seen. It works out perfectly. The question I was going to ask again, though, what player do you want your team to draft? Let me know what your team is and what player you want from the draft on Thursday. Okay, so here it is. 5 wins. So 5 wins before you lose once. I would assume that's what it is because it's free entry, 28,000 coins, a 90-plus overall NFL draft player pack, and then an NFL draft flawless run pack, plus the staggered the escalating rewards here listed. So again, you get a guaranteed 99 overall the 5th time you do it. So essentially, if you go 25-0, you get a guaranteed 99 overall. Not that you have to go 25-0. You can lose, restart. You just got to do it 5 times. But obviously, the better you play, the quicker you're able to do it, the less time you have to spend. I'm also interested about the quality of player. The first guy was not terrible. I mean, he made a terrible read at the end. But I'm kind of curious if there's skill-based matchmaking. You know, I've mentioned this before. Your account has an ELO attached to it that you just don't know about. So, you know, me and you might have a oh my God, wait, did he loop blitz on perfect? Or on perfect? On purpose? Because if he did, I might be in for a long game. I don't know if he did or not. That was crazy. I got screamed at. And I don't mean to be condescending when I say that. I'm sure a lot of you guys are really good at the game. A lot of us probably do have similar ELOs. Oh, wide open touchdown. Get the ball out. Trey McBride forgot to sub him to tight end, but it's probably a good thing in this case. And he's off to the end zone, baby. That was the worst defense I've ever seen. Was he on the safety or something, or did he run match and we just broke it? I'm not really sure, but it doesn't seem like there's skill-based matchmaking, which is nice. You get a casual break from playing sweats with the best teams all the time. Everybody has the same team. You get good rewards. This is a sick mode, in my opinion. Now, normally I don't grind these types of modes. There's been a few of these throughout the year. And that's kind of why it's kind of a counterpoint to the argument, you know, when people say Madden is so expensive, which is true. I'm not at all saying that it isn't. You know, I got a comment yesterday on my first channel video, and somebody said, how does this guy buy so many coins and not get banned? Every time I buy coins, I get banned. And I'm like, dude, I don't buy coins. I buy bundles and bundles and half black slip screen. Holy shit. That's how you know you're playing a demon with a lower elo. Nobody good calls slip screens. And low key, they work against good players because good players don't expect them. But I got sidetracked again. I think I have ADHD. Yeah, I did my taxes, you know, last week. You don't want to know how much money I spent in 2024. You don't want to know how much money I spent between cut and MUT. You can feel free to guess. Feel free feel free to guess. I told my Twitch chat, I don't think I'm going to tell you guys because, you know, Twitch chat's a little bit sweatier. They're a little bit more competitive. They're going to understand a little bit more. You guys are just going to fry me and cook me for how much money I've spent. I spent a lot of money to have the best cards, test them out for you guys, and provide you guys entertainment. I'm trying to seem like a good guy here. I'm trying to give myself brownie points. I do it because I'm an addict and because I want the best team. You know, I want to flex. All right? It's for selfish reasons. I just hope that you guys enjoy it sometimes too. You know, that's an added bonus. And maybe that's karma. Maybe that's karma for being selfish. I just got cooked by OBJ. Just breaks my match coverage right there. Ties the game up. Good dot by him. But yeah, the point I was kind of trying to get at there is that, yeah, this guy knows how to individually back off his outside corner. He's definitely not bad, and I almost threw a book. Thankfully, no pick artist, so you don't really have to worry about throwing picks in this mode. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. But yes, even though the game is the most expensive it's ever been, yes, it is pay to play, especially with the discounted abilities. Well, I got the Zig wide open. There have been some amazing opportunities numerous times throughout the year with modes just like this, where if you grind for a week, for even just a couple hours a day, if you really want to grind and put in more than that, you can really rack up a shit ton of coins. I did a video on another event similar to this like less than a month ago, I want to say. So they have ran them pretty frequently. I would probably say there's been like 5 or 6 of these throughout the year, where again you can really get ahead of everybody else if you're willing to put in a little bit of grind. It's probably better return on your coin than Gauntlet. Gauntlet still might be the best, but Gauntlet's really tough. If you're not a top 1% player, you are not winning the Gauntlet consistently. You know, I really think I'm a top 10 player in the world, and even I don't win it every time I play it. You know what I mean? I'm probably winning 80 to 90%. It's really just luck based on who you're matching up with. Oh my God, the sheds are definitely crazy in this mode. Had that post wide open, but pressure just gets there. You know, but compared to head-to-head, these limited time modes just blow those out of the water. It is absolutely insane. Like, just the return on your time and effort is crazy. I think I'm going to have this wheel route. Woo! It's a laser up top to Friar Mew. What a throw from Josh Allen. So again, even though Mud is expensive and probably too expensive, again, Madden does do a good job of putting modes in the game where you can have opportunities to rack up coins, even if you're only decent at the game, and compete with some of the best teams in the game. Again, if you're willing to spend the time. And that's kind of like what I wish college Ultimate Team did. Like, Ultimate Team on college has been a lot of fun for me this year. I think it was terrible to start the year. There was a huge glitch that I did not get in on, but essentially they had like those limited. Oh my God, this guy is lasering my shit. Essentially 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. I think he had a couple more plays on the first drive, but a huge touchdown to OBJ and then right there to A-Chain. But yeah, I don't know. I wish college just offered more, and I get it's the first year. They probably had new guys at EA working on college. Well, the guys who have been working on Madden Ultimate Team have been doing that for years, so they have a schedule down. You know, it's set before the year. They know what people like, and they make minor tweaks on that throughout the year from year to year. But hopefully college does the same thing and adds modes like this next year for people to grind. Hopefully they add a ranked and things of that nature. Just give us more things to do. Where in Madden, I feel like there's always things to do. There's always limited modes. You know, you have ranked this year, which there are things I'd like to see changed with that specifically as well, but that's a different conversation. Madden the Ultimate Team is just run way better in my opinion. You know what I mean? There's not really a lot of opportunities at all to earn coins on college. The game is just cheaper to people because you can compete with a lesser team because there's not really any discounted abilities. I mean, they just started discounting abilities in April. Like, the Underdog promo was the first and only promo of the year up to this point that has discounted abilities. Everything's only discounted by 1, so it's not really a big deal. And then again, you know, like at this point in the year, like who really cares? Like a lot, you know, a large portion of the player base has already stopped playing, making some people miss here with Josh Allen. So it's really not even a big deal. We might see the discounted abilities creep a little bit earlier into the year next year. We'll see. You know, I think EA is sitting on a gold mine with college Ultimate Team, and they just haven't realized it yet. They eventually will. You know, we like to shit on EA, but when it comes to making money, you know, they're pretty smart. They're not as, you know, uninformed as we would like to probably think they are at times. Looks like this could be a man blitz here. Try to dump it off quick to the running back if it is. Boom. Boom, Barkley. I want to 360 hurdle somebody. They added that animation in a patch like a couple months ago. Has anybody ever seen that custom 360 spin from Barkley? Like ever? I've never seen it once. I don't even know who tries to hurdle people outside of me, because it's damn near a guaranteed fumble. Oh, there was no time left too. I wasn't even paying attention. Holy shit. Yeah, but more things to do. You know, if anybody that works at EA watches my videos on the cut team, more things to do, please, man. I mean, I don't know why you'd be watching this video, but I don't know. Pass it on. If you know somebody who works there, pass it on. More things to do, bro. It is never a bad thing to give people more things to do. And, you know, I get it. Like, a lot of the reason why, you know, we haven't seen that over the last couple of years with Madden is people don't, or EA doesn't want people, you know, especially good people, being able to really rack up the rewards, right? The good players are the guys who really spend the most money, so they want to make them spend, you know what I mean? So, you know, I get it. They always try to neuter the rewards and, you know, take away the fun modes like they did with Weekend League for a couple of years, but they did bring back Gauntlet, you know what I mean? I think they kind of just, EA has kind of seen how much people enjoy grinding modes similar to this. It just keeps the game fresh. It you know, it does give people an opportunity, you know, to make a lot of coins and get a taste of the best players just by playing a little bit. Which I don't even think is bad business for them, because if you know, you rack up some coins from this mode, you try out the new 99s, they play really well, and then they drop a new promo or part 2 of the draft in a week or two. It's like, you want the new cards. Maybe you are going to be a little bit more willing to open up the opportunity pack for $20 or something like that. So I don't think it's even a bad business strategy for them necessarily to give people enticing rewards, to play their game more often, to try out the new cards, and honestly keep them engaged throughout the summer. You know, where again, a lot of people have stopped playing. But I think most of us who, you know, play Ultimate Team, especially, I mean, if you're watching this video in late April, the chances are you're probably an addict and a big-time football lover like somebody like myself. And low-key, this is one of the most exciting parts of the year for Ultimate Team in general. You know, they start dropping all these crazy tall players with X factors as abilities, and there's definitely a large portion or a large portion of, you know, the game's audience or player base, I guess you would describe it, that probably hates that shit. And maybe, you know, even if you guys still play, maybe you guys still hate that shit as well. I'm kind of torn on it. I think it's fun. I think it's a natural cycle for the game to go through to keep it fresh throughout the year. Because it's like, if you didn't do all this crazy shit with these super tall players and these wild starting X factors and abilities, it's like, well, we would just be getting the same player drops for like 6 months. You know, I see a lot of pro players complain about that. They're like, this shit is so stupid. Like, these starting X factors are so dumb. It's terrible. Like, it's like, what's your solution? Like, people would just stop playing the game, you know, in February after the Super Bowl if they didn't drop crazy shit and find new ways to keep the game fresh. So I don't really agree with that sentiment. Whether you love it or hate it, it makes a lot of sense. Oh my God, that was violent by Kraft. It makes sense. I think it's a pretty damn good cycle. If you absolutely hate it, just watch or don't play. Like, just go play another game. But it is one of the most exciting parts of the year to me. Personally, just because you got the draft. I think the draft is like one of the most hyped parts of the NFL season. It's really up there with the Super Bowl, to be honest. I'm low-key more hyped for the draft than I am for the bowl. If my team isn't playing in it, is that a hot take? I don't think it really is. And maybe that's fucking sad to say as a Patriots fan, you know what I mean? Maybe I've just changed, because that's never been the case. I've never really cared about the draft because we just never have our first-round pick, or if we do, it's super late, right? Or we draft N'Keal Harry, who just turns out to be a complete bum. But yeah, I don't know. One of the biggest busts in NFL history, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know though. I like it. I like it. The only reason why I don't really like it is because by this point in the year, I'm low-key kind of burnt out. You know what I mean? I've just played so much Madden, and this year college football, you know, by this point where I'm just like, I don't really care for the game in general. They could drop super exciting content. They could drop these new modes. With the competitive season being over, and again with how much I've already played the game up to this point, it's like I'm just looking forward to next year at this point. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a controversial take. Maybe it isn't. Maybe you guys agree with me. Feel free to let me know. Again, though, if you're watching this video in late April, you probably agree with me just a little bit. You know, maybe you feel a little burnt out as well. But honestly, college coming out this year and college continuing to come out for the next couple of years, it's just so, I really didn't appreciate. I was excited for it, but I didn't really appreciate how much it would do for me. You know, not necessarily just in terms of content. I think I've become one of the biggest, college creators. And maybe I'm the biggest college Ultimate Team creator there is. I'm really not sure. I'm trying to think about, who else is bigger than me. I really don't watch a ton of YouTube, to be honest. I know, Throne's for sure up there. I just probably upload a little bit more consistently than Throne does. He probably gets more views than I do. But in terms of the number of uploads, I'm for sure uploading more than him. So that's the only person that I would really consider, with a bigger college audience than me. At least Ultimate Team, you know what I mean? Like MMG puts me to fucking shame in every regard in terms of just the general game. And there's other great content creators. I don't mean to sound arrogant when I say all this. That's not what I'm trying to do. It's just I'm actually genuinely curious. What other Ultimate Team creators on college do you guys watch? Are there any others? I actually genuinely don't really know. I should probably educate myself a little bit. Yeah, it's done a ton for me in terms of my career. I honestly kind of feel like I created maybe a bit more content with college, especially after December and January, again, when the competitive season ended. I really leaned into college just because I just enjoyed it more. Like, that was like a really good stretch of football video games in general for me. I just really enjoyed genuinely playing a football video game outside of the first month or two after the release of a game for the first time in a really long time. With doing this for, a living as a job, it's really easy to burn out on this shit. It is really easy to kind of lose your passion. And I was passionate about playing college Ultimate Team. In January, in February, I was having dead ass a ton of fun. I think the game sucks in its current state. I'm not gonna lie. Platinum Takeoff and Extender and all that shit. Holy fuck, it's so annoying to play against. But it did a lot for me in terms of my mental and my career, and I'm really, really grateful for the game. I've never been a huge fan of college football. I grew up a Texas fan. For some reason, I don't know why. I applied to Texas. I got in. I didn't go there, though. I went to Clemson. Colt McCoy, Jordan Shipley. I don't know why I like Texas. I lived everywhere as a college kid. Never lived in Texas. I did live in Austin, 2 years ago. But before then, nope. Became a Clemson fan, when I went there for a year. That was the first year of Deshaun Watson playing. And then they just went on a natty run after that. Most dominant team in college for a couple of years. So that was a pretty good couple of years to be a Clemson fan. But I didn't really care for it that much. I went to a couple of the playoff games. I went to one out in Arizona. Well, I went to two out in Arizona, I think. We played Ohio State, beat the shit out of them, I want to say, 35-0 or something like that. I don't remember the exact score, but we pummeled them. But yeah, that was a good couple year stretch to be a Clemson fan. And then I transferred to Arizona State. And when I got there, I went to one football game. It was just so hot. We were terrible. Nobody cared. I stopped really caring about college football, to be honest. Because, again, after I left Clemson, I was like, I don't really like Clemson. I'm an ASU guy. I loved my school. I loved going there. I wanted to root for the Sun Devils. And there just really wasn't any reason to root for them because they were so bad at football. But I picked a good year to kind of get back into it. Well, I mean, I didn't really pick it. It just kind of happened because I started playing college football 25, right? First time in a decade that game came out. And then ASU sneakily became one of the best teams in the country, had a legitimate chance to make a run at the Natty, and unfortunately fell a little bit short versus Texas in overtime. But I went to that game too. I went to the Peach Bowl. So much fun, dude. Literally the most fun I've maybe ever had in my entire life, even though we lost. It was up there. One of the best sporting events I've ever seen. That's coming from a Patriots fan. It was electric. So fun watching Cam Scattaboo, and then next year I'm excited for as well. I think we're going to be back in the playoff with Tyson and Levitt. A ton of good transfers in the portal too. Recruiting's picking up now. Like, that program has really turned itself around very quickly. Dillingham signed a huge extension. I think one of the best coaches, you know, in college already. Oh, what the fuck? Hopefully I got the win for that. But yeah, Dillingham, I'm excited for him, man. He was supposed to be a guy that they just put in there for a year or two, like a bridge, and then just blame the losses on him, get rid of him, and then, you know, hire somebody else who has a big name who isn't going to get the job done. But he surprised a ton of people. He did a fantastic job there. Great schemer. He seems like a great recruiter too, getting a lot of kids interested in being a Sun Devil, which I'm really excited for. You know, Dillingham, if you're out there, you probably aren't watching a Mutt video in late April. You probably don't watch a Mutt video ever, to be honest. But I have had a couple ASU guys reach out to me who watched my ASU rebuild on college at the start of the year. I want to help recruit Sun Devils, man. I do. Like, I think I can have some minimal influence on recruiting, because a lot of high school football kids watch my videos, man. A lot of college athletes going to the draft, a lot of NFL guys watch my videos. I could have an influence on getting kids to come to ASU in the NIL era, man. So hit me up. I would love to help make Arizona State a football powerhouse. I want to play my role as a proud alumni. So anybody wants to pass that message on to them and open up the new era of YouTubers and content creators, you know, influencing high school kids to go to different colleges. I mean, it sounds crazy, but like, honestly, yeah. I don't think it's that crazy at all. You know, especially with a team like ASU, who's not going to have the war chest that a school like Georgia has, or like Tennessee has, or Ohio State. You know, the big SEC schools, the Big Ten schools. I had to say that twice. Had the streak on the outside, burned Edelman. Yeah, the pressure in this game is crazy, though. These tackles get eaten alive. I don't know. It's crazy to say, but honestly, I think that, yeah, we're entering an era where that is like totally realistic. But yeah, I'd love to do that. It's just been a good year for college football, man. It's been awesome. So I'm like really appreciative. It's easy, like, especially when you're burnt out, to like not be grateful or take things for granted. You know what I mean? But I feel very grateful for college football. I feel very grateful for college football this year. I'm grateful for all you guys for watching the content, for really enjoying it. You know, I've just tried to be myself, especially with the second channel this year. Whether it's, dude, I'm telling you, the sheds are just randomly insane. Drafting good ends might be a move in this mode. But yeah, no, I've had a ton of fun. You know what I mean? Oh no, I didn't. I had a wide open touchdown. Wait, I'm going to call this again. I mean, he called his defense so fast. He might have called the same shit. Nah, he didn't. Different defense. Kraft, we got to run his ass over. It's a violent runner right here, baby. Come on. Big pickup. That's what I love to do on those big down and distances. You know, a lot of people are going to protect sticks or drop their zone drop super deep to the first down marker. I don't think you really have to press that hard for the first down. I think too many people try to get it all back in the air. Check it down. You know, especially with how good the ball carrier moves are at this point in the year, the tall guys can spin incredibly fast. You know, the heavier guys can run through people. If you got spin cycle or arm bar or tank, like, you can make people miss. You can get around people. Again, at this point in the year. So check down, take the yards that they give you. And at worst, I feel like you're making it a very manageable fourth down. I'm playing a guy in my last game called User Lurk, running the double safety show blitz and sending edge pressure. He didn't loop, though, which is the good news. He's got, I was going to say Buckner at linebacker, but that's probably the good Buckner. And he just hawks down Ricky right there. He's rocking the 904 tag, the Jags unis. I've been hearing a lot of rumors. I've been looking at like the sports book to try and keep up to date with who Vegas thinks might go where. Not that I think necessarily that's the most deciding factor. Let's slide down here. Don't want to fumble. But Genty is now, as of today, for the first time, the favorites to go to the Jags at pick number 5. Not necessarily to the Jags. The Jags, I guess, could trade out of that spot. Maybe it's all smoke and mirrors with what they're doing. Oh, great. Can we get a block? Can we get a block? Saquon? Okay, Saquon's not interested in anybody but himself. But that's crazy. I don't know. There have been rumors of the Jags, selecting Genty. When they already have Tank Bigsby and ETN, maybe they just lost faith in ETN. They don't want to pay him. I don't know what the exact reason would be. Yeah. Got to catch that, Ricky. I'm actually going to sub Ricky out here and put Fryermuth on the inside. That's kind of wild to me. I mean, Genty's awesome. Like, oh, shit. Barkley, 99 speed, around Cam Chancellor. Not a great read. I should have hit the tight end right away because he dropped Chancellor into a hard flat there. But, you know, with these lower-rated players, no pick artists again, no KOs, you can kind of just throw whatever you want in this mode. And let's get a stop on defense. One stop ends the game in 2-minute quarters. I promise you it does. I don't know, though. I mean, that's crazy. I feel like the Jags should just be better suited, you know, drafting a defensive tackle like Graham or Walter Nolan or Harmon or Kenneth Grant. There's a lot of really good ones in the first round. Maybe again, it's just smoke and mirrors so that somebody offers them, like, you know, maybe the Raiders try to trade up with them, or, you know, maybe the Bears or even the Broncos could really trade up. Teams that have a lot of pieces that aren't really, you know, don't have any obvious holes. They might go trade up for Genty as their last missing piece for their offense. And there are a couple teams like that. So they're just generating, you know, some type of buzz that they might make that pick, trade back, and then, you know, be fine with one of those defensive tackles later in the first. Will Johnson can make a lot of sense for the Jags too. You know, maybe they could take like Tet McMillan. You know, there's a lot of options. I feel like they could take a tight end too. They have Brenton Strange, but Strange and Engram worked last year, right? Like, you know, Engram was more of a slot receiver anyway than a tight end, but a lot of different options the Jags could go with. And Genty's, you know, everybody talks about Shedeur Sanders, how Shedeur Sanders might be the most intriguing player in the draft class, right? Who the hell is going to take Shedeur? A lot of talk about the Saints taking him, and I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Giants or the Browns will trade up. That's got to be knocked out. Beautiful. Come on. Big stop. Let's go, baby. Honestly, I expected a little bit more from a guy named User Lurk. He's certainly not bad. He's got the makings of a sweat. He just isn't, to be honest. Let's run the auto motion here. This looks like a all-out blitz. Nobody followed, though, so no, it is man coverage. Yeah, man blitz could be good, too, now that I'm thinking about it, because unless somebody picks it up, without Gunslinger, like, it's going to be hard to get that ball off. Wow. He got stuck. I was worried about getting shedded or somebody coming in free there. If I hold on for half a second longer, he gets by Buckner, and it's a wide open touchdown. Just a bad decision by me. I had all the time in the world. I just was paranoid from the last play. All right, he's back under center here. What does Breece Hall have? Matchup nightmare. First one free? Yo, Breece Hall might be a demon, actually. First one free. That means he's going to have like a really good initial juke or spin move, and basically just he's guaranteed to make the first person miss. Oh, I thought he was throwing the post right there. Husamanzada's in the game? TJ Husamanzada? That's a crazy throwback. I had no idea that dude was in the game. What a sick player. Bengals wide receiver. Low-key a GOAT, too. Guy was super underrated in real life. I completely forgot about him until now. Oh, I need a fumble. Just touch him. Just touch him. 8-second runoff here. Let's pass commit. I'm going to keep my curl flat and cloud flat. I've been hard flatting every play, but keep it here. No fumble? I'm trying to switch stick, and I don't know who I was on the whole time. That was just that was me showing my old age at this point. All right, he's in gun spread here. Last time he did this, he did running back streak. Here it is. Actually, it wasn't a running back streak. Didn't have anything open. Good defense. 3rd and 6 to try to get him to 4th down here. All right. Bunch, strong, offset. I haven't figured out what playbook he's in. He's doing the double pass. Wait, he has Taysom Hill? Wait. Wait. He has a playbook with the double pass, and he has a Taysom Hill in his lineup to be able to do it? He ran the fake right there, but what the hell? Maybe it's a playbook that doesn't have it. I don't know, and it just has only the fake. I'm not sure. I'm not that familiar with playbooks with formations that I haven't personally used myself, but that's insane. If it actually does have the double pass, I would be spamming that, because most of these casual players playing this mode, again, with no skill-based matchmaking, are going to have no idea what to do against that. Wow, just my switch stick is just like bad right now. I did say I was sleep deprived at the start of the video. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just so slow. I saw it develop the whole way and just didn't get out there. Damn. I might be washed, boys. It might be all downhill from here. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm pretty content with this cover 3 here. I feel like I'm bagging him right now with the cloud. And again, with an 89 or 90 overall kicker, he's obviously not hitting this. He does have all 3 timeouts, which is like, dude, how do you have 7 seconds at midfield with all 3 timeouts left? Just no clock management from this guy whatsoever. But just don't give up a bomb here. Don't give up a bomb. And honestly, we can play pretty aggressive here and try not to give anything up at all. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. He doesn't have time for another play here. And I would bet a lot of money that he can't make this. And I don't think there's any world where he can call a play in 2 seconds to get a timeout off. So I'm going to just run prevent here. Even like an immediate handoff or quick seam and go down, like there's no way. If I was him, I'd maybe QB sneak it. Matthew, get up there. Bro, what? There's no way.
You like that, buddy?
Yo, that's one of my drafted players. That's the last time I ever drafted a 5'9" guy ever. All right, well, we're in a pretty serious losing position here after that fuck shit, to be honest. That's probably the most accurate way to describe it. So we're going to have to continue playing good defense here. Let's just go back to the cover 3 cloud. It's been working for us pretty well. We'll probably try to run on first down with Breece Hall. We'll just shoot the gap with Matthew there. Matthew, you got to make up for it, baby. Come on. Honestly, this guy could shoot clock too. I'm not sure he's sweaty enough or aware enough to actually do that here. Yeah, I don't think he's going to try. He just goes back the other way. Wow, good dot. Good hit. Damn. Wow. Switch sticked him, and he just threw it anyway. And I honestly just didn't think he would throw it, so I kind of just stopped reacting to the route. Ballsy play by him with a defender in his face. I guess he just didn't really care. He either just saw that I wasn't in position, or he just didn't care. I have a feeling I know which one it is, but I'm sure people would argue with me. It's fine. We can maybe make a stand down here. It's a bad play call. It's going to be a handoff. Actually, it wasn't. It was a fake handoff. I clicked onto the D tackle to try and blow it up and just shot through the gap. And now my dude's got the zoomies. He's just spinning in circles there. Is he about to no huddle this? No. Okay. I don't know what the hell was going on right there. It was like just like lagging or something. Okay, I form close flex on 3rd and goal from the 10. Just like, you just not gonna even try to score there? Like, what are you doing, dude? Why would you not try to score there? And now you're gonna go for it? Like, are you not able to kick field goals in this, or is this guy just high? Like, he's just crazy. I have a bad feeling I'm gonna give this up on some bullshit. Okay, that was bullshit. Like, what? He just threw it right at a backed off cloud, and my player just didn't react. He's actually going to go for it, too, here. Normally, I'm pretty confident in my goal line defense, but to be honest, with these lower-rated players and no abilities, I'm kind of worried they won't react at all. I'm going to pass him in here. I'm just going to run my jacks play and just watch the inside here. Not open. Come on, baby. That's a big hold right here. We got a minute and 1 second here. 3 timeouts to drive down the field. 7 wins it. He tried to go for 2 right there to like give himself some insurance in case I go for 2, but he's just doing too much there. Completely unnecessary play from him. I'm gonna go on. Am I gonna go conservative? I definitely don't want to fumble, but without avalanche everywhere and big hitters, I'm not too worried about fumbling. Knock on wood. All right, back to the well here, boys. 3-man rush. He's clicked on his defensive tackle. The tight end sits in a perfect spot. Trey McBride. Oh my God. Okay, that was scary. Peanut punch from behind. Honestly, thought I was going to fumble there. Kind of a decent runoff. 35 seconds. Not too worried about it. He's only rushing 3 too. Rushes a couple more this time. Good defense. Good defense. Okay, he's probably going to blitz 4 again from the slot. I'm going to try to hit Barkley in that spot if he does. Yup. Exactly what I predicted. Okay, watch out for Buckner, please. Just go down. Timeout. Beautiful play. See if he sends a slot again here. He takes the tight end drag, so we hit Ricky on the zig. Beautiful play call right there. Out of bounds, too. Save our last 2 timeouts. Let's sub out Ricky. Sub out Ricky. I don't want him to fumble when he's a little bit tired. 17 seconds, 2 timeouts. Not really worried about the clock at this point. Let's go same play here. Same play other side. Hopefully he falls for it with his user again. Really nice play right there. McBride? Okay. First and goal from the 2 here. I think we run again with our 99 speed running back. Good fight. That zig is just pulling out that hard flat all the way to the sideline. We hit the in route behind it late. Do we go left or right here is the question. He's on the... Let's go right here. Let's go right. Cut it inside. And Barkley, man. Come on, baby. Yeah, Barkley, 99 speed, OP for the goal line. No stock 89 or 90 overall defender is making a play on that. Make the extra point here. He's only got 7 seconds to get into field goal range. And again, he's going to have a shit kicker. So I'm really not too worried about it. We definitely don't want to deep kick this. We have to risk the return just because if I kick it in the end zone, he starts at the 30 as opposed to the 20. Him not returning that with Breece Hall is insanity, by the way. That's crazy by him. Okay, let's run cover 4. Let's back everybody off. He might go to this out-breaking corner route deep on the left side again. So I'm going to pass him it here. He's obviously not going to run. Yeah, I'm here. I'm on this. Yeah, good play by him, but that's totally fine with me. Matthew, don't do it again. Don't do it again, Matthew. Oh, my God. I got a little scared right there. Big win, though. That's our 5th win. Come on, baby. Woo! Let's go, man. All right, so we get a 90-plus overall. I wonder what the odds on this are. They can't be that great. Well, 2 cards, actually. So we get to pick between 2. Got the draft animation. That's going to give me epilepsy, no doubt about it. It's like in 5 frames per second. We had a 93 overall. Probably doesn't go for shit. This is the one I'm interested in. The draft flawless run pack first. A 93 overall plus. We had a choice here again. 2 cards. 93. Oh my God, a Spencer Rattler. Like, are we serious? Okay, not a great first run, to be honest. You know, obviously there's going to be some luck involved here with the packs, and as you win more events, you're going to get much better rewards. So I'm interested in that 5th reward right there. Obviously, the 4th one's good too. The 3rd one's good. I mean, anything after the 1st one is good. So as long as you continue to grind this, the rewards start getting really good. And I mean, that took an hour. That took an hour, and I wasn't even chewing clock. Like, if I played this off stream, or, you know, not recording, I would just chew clock. Like, my opponents would get 1 possession. You know what I mean? You could finish that in 45 minutes if you know what you're doing, and you get a good playbook. So, pretty good mode. Not bad. I mean, for 4 hours of work, if you go 25-0, obviously it's not super easy. Just chew clock. Guaranteed 99 overall of, like, a Travis Hunter or Cam Ward again. Like, that's sick. That is worth your time 100%. I had fun playing something different too. No abilities. No abilities for the most part. And yeah, I'm probably going to play it a couple more times, to be honest.